In this mini-series, we are going to take 5 of Gran Turismo 7's most iconic cars that were also legends in the real world and turn them into money-making monsters. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Well, let's not waste time on this one. This is of course the 1999 Nissan GTR GT500. Enough said really. And now that we've all stopped dreaming about owning one, it's time to get down to the tuning. And as you can see, almost none at all. Major parts brought for this car? None. We have got the addition however of some racing hard tyres and some adjustments to the downforce. And those were only made so as I can get the car down to 700 pp. I have made some adjustments to the suspension, pretty much just for my own driving style, but take a look at those, maybe they'll be good for you. And there is the addition of the fully customisable gearbox. Top speed has been raised to 300. Apart from that, we've done nothing else to her. And now that we have the tuning done, it's time to pick a race. And for this we're going to my favourite money earning track, the World Touring Car 700 at Le Mans. So head over to World Circuits, European section and pick the Circuit de la Sarthe. Just as we get underway, first things I must do is apologise and say I forgot earlier in the video to tell you guys that you need to buy wet weather tyres. Intermediates or full wets or both, it's up to you. Now back to the actual race. Fuel mapping, you don't need to adjust it, you can leave it as it is because weather permitting we're going to do the standard 2-stop strategy for this race. Traction control, personally I do. With this one it's quite twitchy at the back end, mainly because it just has so much power and torque. So traction control 1 and you're pretty much good to go. And talking of going, the Nismo certainly needs no encouragement when it comes to pressing the low pedal, which will allow you to do cheeky little moves like this 4-car overtake when it comes to the first chicane. Nice. And talking of overtakes, by the time you've completed, give or take, half of the first lap, you should be in the lead of the race. Again, nice. Now, once you've taken the lead, which you did quite easily, there's not a lot left to do up until, well, pretty much our first pit stop. So at this point we're going to jump ahead to the end of lap 2. And as you can see, by the end of lap 2 it had started raining, which actually works out perfectly for our strategy. We were coming into the pits anyway, so tyre choice is now a no-brainer. For us, a nice set of intermediates. So come in, change onto the wet weather tyres, fill up with fuel to the max and back out onto the track. And as we start the second stint to this race, I'd ask if you guys would be so kind as to hit those like and subscribe buttons. It really does help out the channel and I appreciate you for doing it. Now, the other thing I will point out is check that weather radar. You see, the weather is dynamic in this race, it will change, and being on the right tyre at the right time could mean the difference between you being a hero or zero. And now as we jump ahead to lap 4, you can see my point about checking the weather radar. You see, at the start of the lap it was actually raining quite heavily. In fact, the intermediate tyres were only barely holding on. It was almost full wets. But by the time we get to the end of lap 4, the weather has begun to change. In fact, the track is starting to dry out, the rain has stopped. And as we come to the very end of lap 4, you can see that the track is really starting to dry out, to the point where there's almost a dry line showing. Now, a quick check of the weather radar said it wasn't going to rain again, so we certainly didn't need to upgrade the tyres to full wets. However, track conditions still dictated intermediates, and so, decision made. So, pull into the pits, change your tyres. For me, obviously this time it was intermediates. For you, whatever your race dictates. Once you've got the tyres, you need to refuel, fill that up to the max, and that will be enough to get us through to the end of the race. So, final pit stop made. Now all you have to do is complete the last 2 laps of this race. So you might as well put your foot down and have a bit of fun in Manismo. And trust me, it is great fun. Anyway, as for the opposition, well, the only time you're going to see them is when you're lapping them, like this guy in the Blue Viper. See you later. And now that your race is coming to an end, you have a decision to make. Do you do that dreaded 7th lap? Now personally, I wouldn't recommend it. It's a lot quicker to just pull up before the finish line at the end of your 6th lap and wait for the timer to click down. There is also a possibility though that you could make the same mistake I nearly made. You see, I decided to do my version and wait. Only I parked in the middle of the circuit and was very nearly hit by the guy in the Blue Viper. And I realised if I get hit, they're going to push me across the line and I'm going to be forced to do a 7th lap. So a little bit of manoeuvring to put myself out of danger, and now I waited for the timer to click down. And as soon as that timer reaches a 30-minute mark, you're good to cross the line and take a well-deserved win. Not only a well-deserved win, but a quite significant one too. As you can see, more than 4.5 minutes ahead of the opposition, but more importantly, 825,000 credits in the bank. Win-win. So, there you have it, the Nissan GT-R GT500. Without doubt, an absolute legend of a car, and a great car for you guys to earn some credits in GT7. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons on your way out, and I will see you in the next one. For more great videos like this one, follow this link. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.